Hey guys, this is Aaron from Geeky Development and welcome to our Xcode tutorials, where in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to create an RSS Reader application. Now this will be a part 2 series, kind of mini-series, so this will be the first part on setting up the RSS application to read your blog posts. So already in the simulator I have an example of what we're creating today. It's a simple table view application here, and it has the feeds of the blog posts from the Geeky blog from our website. Now you're able to select one of these and then the web page will load up of that actual feed. Now you can interact with it, you can click on stuff and there's options at the bottom to go forward and back, refresh and exit, and you can simply go back and completely see all the rest of the feeds within the blog. So I'll be showing you how to create that today. So already my project's set up. It's a simple single view application for the iPhone, and I've simply named it RSS Reader tutorial for the purpose of this tutorial. Now the first thing we want to do is head over to our main.storyboard. Now as you can see, it already has a simple UI view controller already in the interface. We just need to simply select it and delete it, as the first view we want the application to load up will be a table view controller. So we simply place that in there now, and then we simply highlight and select of it and go to the editor and select embed in and select a navigation controller. So this will place the application now into a navigation based app, so we can simply click on any of the feeds and it will push to a view controller which will display our web view. So but before we get onto any of that right now, we just simply need to configure it so it loads up perfectly. So the first thing we need to do is head over here and select our view controller.h and .m, and we're simply going to delete them from the project. As they're set up for UI view controller interfaces, we need one that's going to be set up for a table view. Now we could change it, the UI view controller, and go set it up for a table view, but that would take a lot of work and is a simple way around it. So what we do is right click or control click and go to new. We simply need to go to Cocoa Touch here and select Objective-C class, and then change this drop menu here to a UI table view controller. So this will already preset a load of settings to be able to configure to a table view controller in the interface. So we don't need to also create an XIB, as we're going to have it already here. So we just simply create that, add that into our project, and I'll just space it, move it up here so we can nice and tidy. So that's simply got all the configurations there, how to set up a table view. You guys would have seen this before if you checked out our table view application series. So this is just a kind of play on that tutorial with added features. So back into the main.storyboard, we just need to highlight. Let me zoom back in. Sorry, we need to highlight our table view controller and our navigation. Let me just move these over here. So we need to make sure that this is not already set onto initial view controller. Well, it's not. We're going to take off a just scroll view there, and then we click on our navigation controller here, and we need to make sure it is initial view controller. So make sure that is 100% ticked, as we want this to be our page that loads up, but because it's connected to our table view, it will push it onto this. So that's how our table view will be linked up. Now click on here on our file. You can either click our files owner section up here or at the bottom here. Click onto our tab here, the identity inspector. I always get those mixed up. I really can't remember which one's which. And we need to now type in the name of our class, what we created, which was simply table view controller. This will link up that class to our table view controller here. So whatever we do within the .h and .m will be configured to this XIB or interface. So once we've done that, we're going to have a couple of errors already pop up. That's simply because we haven't configured the table cell down here. So if I go into here, you can see there's some warnings there. So if I'm just going to simply jump into the simulator now and just double check that our table view does load up. So as you see, the simulator has now loaded up, and you can see that our table view is our first view that loads up on the screen. Now there's nothing populated in it just yet, so we'll be doing that now to configure it to enable us to add our blog feed within our application. Okay, so the first thing we need to do then is head over to our tableview.h, And just after UI table view here, we're going to do space, the more than and less than symbol, and in between here we're going to do ns XML Fraser delegate. This is so we can be able to use stuff like our feed and be able to populate the view. And then just down here we need to do property space bracket strong comma non-atomic, and that array bracket there, and we do space IB outlet space UI table view space asterisk, and we need to just give our little table view a little kind of outlet. I'll just simply name this table view there so it's easy to understand, and we just finish out with a curly bracket, semicolon, sorry. And then we head over to our table view controller.m, where now we're going to get rid of these errors down here. So first thing you need to do, so just under the interface here, we're going to do space bracket and enter. Now I'll make it clear so you can see. We need to add in a number of things now to be able to configure and populate the table view of our feed. We need to create the Fraser again, the feeds, multiple dictionary for the item, the strings for the title, the links, and a string for the element of the feed. So what we need to do now then, first start by typing ns XML Fraser again space asterisk, and I'm simply going to name these very easy to simple things so they are easy to understand. You can see what they're doing within the code. So the Fraser is going to be the Fraser, very easy to understand. And now we need to do ns multiple array. Simply add that in, and then we do space asterisk, and I'll name this one feeds, as this will be our feed of our blog, and then we need to do ns multiple dictionary. So again, ns multiple, if I can find it there, dictionary. Oh, go back. Dictionary there, space asterisk space. Now this will be no space there. This will be our item, and that with a semicolon space, and again ns multiple string this time. So see if I can find it in here before writing it out. So multiple string. So we need two of these. One will be our title. Now a semicolon, and I'll just quickly copy that and paste it. So one will be our title, and one will be the actual link of the feed. In that there, and now we need to do a simple ns string space asterisk, and then simply name that element. So there we go. The simple things you'll be able to understand when we come to actually coding it. And now we're going to get rid of these little error sections here. And the first one in our number of sections in table view. So we're going to simply get rid of the return here, or simply change it to 1. I'm just going to take out this little warning section here, and then in our table view number of sections in row, again we'll take out the little kind of a little warning there, and in the return here we're simply going to put feeds dot count. Now the number of rows in section means the number of rows in the table view will depend on how many feeds it's able to display within the application. So if you've got, say, 3 blog posts altogether, it's going to count how many of them it's got and just simply put in 3 rows of the table view. So that's simply enough to understand that. Now we're going to add in this section here in the view did load. This will be to, when the view loads up, it's going to load up the feed and populate it straight away to our table view. So we're going to start by simply putting feeds space equals space bracket bracket ns multiple array. So if I can find that now before typing it out, ns multiple array space alloc or allocate. Bracket space init, and that array bracket and a semicolon, and then on the next line here we do NSURL space asterisk URL space equal space bracket, and again NSURL, sorry, space URL with string. And in this highlighted section here, we do @ symbol, quotation mark, quotation mark, sorry, and end that with a bracket and a semicolon. We'll come back to that just in a second, because in between these quotation marks will be the URL of your RSS feed or blog feed altogether. So we're just going to come back to that in just a second. So now I'm just going to simply put in our next one is our phaser, space equals space bracket NSX in our phaser again, space allocate, and then we do init with contents of URL, and that's going to equal our URL, our little NS URL here, which will link to our blog feed, and then have a bracket and a semicolon, and again we go down into another line, we do bracket, and we go phaser again, space equals, did that not link it up then? There we go. There we go. Space equals, and now we need to do phaser, space set delegate, and in the highlighter section here we need to do simply self, and that have a bracket and a semicolon, and now we do enter again, and again repeat the process. So again, phaser there, phaser, sorry, set should resolve external entities there. There we go, and in that highlighted section we just simply do capital no, and then we enter a bracket and a semicolon, and then enter again once more, our last one, phaser again, and then we need to do phase there, enter a bracket and a semicolon. So that's all we need to do in the view did load there. So now we need to enter the URL link of the blog which we want to display. In the purpose of this tutorial, we're using the Geeky Lemon blog. So that's simply http colon / www.geekylemon.com /apps /blog entries /feed. It's a pretty long URL, I know. /RSS. Now if you guys want to use this just for the purpose of testing it out, that's completely fine. You go ahead with it, you can see how it works, or if you got your own feed you can simply throw that in and see how it works again. Okay then, now once you've done that, we need to head down now to our table view cell for our index. Now sometimes it doesn't really pull it in, but you can see here it is. We'll just get rid of the comment section here. Okay then, so what we need to place in now is, I'm going to delete everything that's in it at the moment, so then we can start from scratch. Oh, I've deleted the bracket there. Okay then, so what we need to do then is simply UI table view cell, sorry, as we're working with the cell, space asterisk, and I'll simply name this something simple, cell, there we go, space equals space bracket table view, space, here we go, and I'm going to find this one, so we need to DQ reusable cell, so DQ reusable cell, and in the highlighted section here of the NS string, make sure it's the DQ reusable cell with identifier. In the highlighted section here we do @ quotation mark, and we simply put in cell, as we need to link this or put this in our identifier of our cell in our interface. So end that with a not end it, sorry, and we do space for index with path, and then out here we do index path, and now we end that with a bracket and a semicolon. Now we go enter, and then with our name of our cell, which we put in cell dot text label space dot text, that's tag, sorry, dot text space equals space bracket feeds. So the title of our the title label within our cell is obviously going to be able to equal the feeds title of our blog post. So to do that, we'd obviously do feeds here, space object at index. Let me just find that index. Oh, sorry, there it is at the top. I was about to do indexes. In the highlight section here, we do index path dot row, and then after that, we do bracket there. We do space object for key. If I can't find that, I'll just write it out. Object for sorry, that's why we can't find it. Space, only one bracket after row. Object for key. There we go. In the ID here, we do simple at symbol, quotation mark, and I'll simply name this title, end that of a bracket and a semicolon. And then just to finish it up, we need to do return, and in the expression here, we need to do the name of our cell, which is cell, and a bracket and a semicolon, sorry, not a bracket. Okay, once we've done that then, now the stuff, we can just simply take all this out here, as we won't be using that now, and that little error there with our bracket there. So now we can enter a few times. I'm going to enter a few more times so you can see what I'm typing out next. And now we need to do more on the enabling the feed to be displayed. We need to do the phaser in here now with the did start element. So we need to simply do a void statement. So I'll enter a few more times so you can see a bit clearer. Okay, so we do dash bracket void. I keep pronouncing this wrong. I always keep pronouncing this. I keep calling it a phaser or a parser. I'm not really too sure. I always say it wrong. So we need the did start element. So let me just find this now if I can quickly find it. Sometimes I don't really see it as clear. If I can't find it now, I'll just simply quickly type it out. So we just simply do phaser there. How far am I? Right, colon. We need to do bracket. NS XML phaser there, space, we need to do the asterisk symbol there, and then put in the phaser parser again. I keep saying it wrong. I know I keep doing that. Okay, did start element, is that there? Did start, there we go, and enter all that in there. It'll pre-fill it all out. So there's a lot to type out there. If you want to pause it and catch up, if you haven't got that already popped up, or if you have, you can continue now. We do space, bracket, and enter. Now enter a few times so you can see. Now we're just going to use the element of our up here of our NS string. So we're going to do element, not name, sorry, just simply element. There we go. Space equals, and it's going to equal our element name. Oh. There we go. End that with a semicolon. Press enter. Now we're going to do an if statement. So if the element is equal to item, we're going to be able to allocate our title, our multiple dictionary, our multiple strings here of our title, and our link. So we do that if statement now. So if in the condition here, we do a bracket, element is equal to string, and in the highlight section here, at symbol, quotation mark, and if it's equal to the item, and that bracket and a semicolon, we are then in these statements here going to have, I'll do another enter again so you can see, item space equals space bracket ns multiple dictionary. Let me just find this one. Here it goes. Space alloc, and that a bracket, and then init bracket and a semicolon. So it's going to allocate our item. Right, we can just simply copy and paste this 2 more times. Just going to change the objects here. So this one will be our title. This one will be our link. And we also have to change it from an NS multiple dictionary, as it's not that no more. This one will be NS multiple string, if I can find it. Oh, there we go. It's already selected on it. I'll copy and paste that. And again, we need to allocate them and then place the init on the end. So now once we've done that, we can now simply go to the, now we've done the did start element, now we can do did end element. So once it's finished doing what it needed to do. So we can set it, so it kind of finds it, and now we need to set it, which will be on the did start. Okay, so again we need to we'll just completely copy this line here. Now enter a few more times so you guys can clearly see it again what I'm typing out. And I'm going to delete it all the way up to the did start here, and this one's going to be did end element. Okay then, so now we do space, bracket, and press enter. Press enter a few times so you guys can clearly see. And pretty much again it's going to be an if statement. So we do if, and in the condition here, now this time will be element name is equal to string. Oh, I need to fill out element name is equal to string at symbol quotation mark, and if that's equal to again the item, we are going to do in the statements here. I'll press enter. Item space set object. Oh, I missed this out just here. Oh, we missed this section here. We need to put brackets on either end of this section here. I can't believe I missed that out then. That was a bit of a mistake on my half. Okay, we just need to do set object. And then we do, in the highlight section here, we need to simply do title. So we set our object for our title. And then in the key here, for key, we do @ symbol, quotation mark. And that will link up to our key string. And then a bracket and a semicolon. I'm simply going to copy and paste that again, as it saves me a little bit of time. And then the item here needs to stay the same, but this time we change the link, the title here to link, and then the string here where we got title again, change this to link. After that, we need to do enter now, and we need to place underneath. We need to do bracket, and this will be our feeds space add object. So we can add the object of our items, or item in this case. So we simply add that in, and then space copy, and that with the 2 brackets and a semicolon. So I'm just going to bring this up now. There's quite a lot of spaces in there. Okay, so that's what happens then when we finish did end the element. And now we've got our last few things we need to do to completely configure our RSS reader. We need to do the amount of, or we need to find the characters who we display within the title again. So there's a lot of configuration here, but once we've got it all set up, it's going to run perfect and not a problem. So we need to do bracket void, and that bracket there, and again parser here. Now this one needs to be the found characters, so it's just here, space bracket enter. And now we do an if statement. So if in the condition here, bracket element space is equal to a string, and again if that's equal to the title, well, we need to make sure that's in @ symbol quotation mark in between quotation marks. So there we go, equals a title. We then need to on the statements here, on the highlighted section here, we need to simply do title bracket title space append string, and in the highlighted section here it's going to be string, and that a bracket and a semicolon. Now we press enter, and we do a bracket close bracket here, because now we're going to do else. So if it can't do that, and in the expression here, bracket element again space is equal to string, @ symbol bracket it's going to equal to the link, and then a bracket and a little 2 brackets there. We do space open bracket enter. That will link up to our bracket down here. Oh, we've got 2 there. Oh, there we go. In this highlighted section here, we do bracket now link space append string, and that will link to the string. Okay, so once it's found the characters, then it's going to simply, if the element is equal to title, the title will append the string. Else, if it's the link will append to the string. So either one will work depending on what happens. Okay, so the last few things we need to do is now get the table view to load or reload the parser data. So we simply need to finish up this now. The last thing we need to do to configure it, so dash void statement again, and then this one we need to do parser. Oh, there we go. Oh, I haven't spelt it right. That would help if I spelt it right. Did end document. There we go. Space bracket and enter. Now we need to do bracket self dot table view space reload data, and then a bracket and a semicolon. Okay, now once we've done that, we can simply save, or just simply save and build the project together. So it's succeeded. We've still got a few errors, but that's to do with the storyboard and the table view, which we'll try and configure now. And then we click on our cell here. Let me drop down the table view here and click on our table view. We need to make sure it's a basic table view. And in the identifier here, we need to put in simply cell, which is linked up into our table view.m controller here. Linked up to this one here in our cell here, so we know which one we're going to populate in our main.storyboard. So we simply need to build that now quickly, and then you'll be able to see there's no errors. Okay, this is one mistake I've made here. Make sure you select in the layout here, I did unselect it, but make sure you have selected adjust scroll view insets. And there we go. So we got a table, our navigation controller all linked up there. So then once you've done that, let me just double check it's all linked up. It is. That's got a cell on the basics. So if you go to build and run now on the simulator, we have to see now that our table view is now populated with all our blog posts from our RSS feed, which is from the Geeky website. So you see our last post here was display images from Photo Library. If we click on that, nothing happens as we haven't set it up yet to push towards a UI view controller and display in our web view. So that's what we'll be doing in part 2. So I hope this helps so far on your apps. Make sure you just check out all our apps on the App Store by simply searching Geeky Lemon. Make sure you like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter so you can keep up to date with what's going on with us and when new tutorials are coming out. But most importantly, if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you all in part 2 of our RSS Reader application tutorial. So yeah, I'll see you all then. So bye.
Come on, Bob. Come on. Come on, Bob. Oh, I got it with my pinky. No, it's not my pinky. I got it with my finger.